Listen here, man. Y'all can't see that we are destroyed. There's a situation right here that's happening right in front of my face. Okay. Where a person of another nation is speaking game right here to our system. And we ain't doing nothing about it. And guess what? He's about to go home to his family. He's about to go home away from this place. He don't even live here. Can't y'all see that? Can't y'all see that we are destroyed? He probably one of the owners of this image corner. He created the image. He's the one who financed that wig in my head. Can't y'all see that? Can't y'all see that we are broken? How can we come together? He's the owner of the Dunkin' Donuts. He's about to go home in his Maserati and use that sister as a sex toy. Use her as an object. Because that's all he wants. He's not about to marry you.
Bring it out.
That's all he's about to do, sister. He's about to have sex with you and kick you to the corner. Kick you to the streets. How is it that we can sit up here and let that happen right in front of our face and not say nothing? But that ain't gonna happen with the prophets.
All the elderly sitting right there.
And we got all the elderly sitting right there in front of him, ain't saying nothing. And y'all wonder why we destroyed? And y'all wonder why we sleep? Wake up!
Really breaks my heart. Cause we've been lied to, misled for years. Calling out to the ghosts, high on this trail of tears. Higher, 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 higher.
Go tell everybody what the love, what real love is, man. Hey, come here real quick, bro. Because you said that we need to stop the violence and do all this stuff. Do you know why this stuff is happening?
Do I know why this stuff is happening?
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening because, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. It's like tick for tat. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't even know what to explain. There's so much evilness going on inside this world. There's so much hatred. You know what I'm saying? But hatred is started, you know, more violence and violence. It's just hatred, that's all.
It's just hatred. Where did hatred come from, brother?
To be honest, hatred comes from jealousy. You know what I'm saying? And when you jealous, you build this hate inside you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop being jealous, you know, to one another. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna show you what is happening, bro. Give me Deuteronomy 28. You know, because no, you totally right, bro. Because it is jealousy, but there's a reason why what's going on in our community is happening, brother. Because we fell away from the laws of God, and it's that simple. You know, because we made a covenant with God. A covenant is like an agreement. So if I make an agreement with you and I tell you, I'm like, listen here, brother, I'm gonna make an agreement, you do this is what you're gonna do, and we gonna shake hands. I'm like, okay, but what happens if somebody break an agreement? There's a punishment. That's something else that have to happen. So let me get that 15 years. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15 says, but it shall come to pass. It shall come to pass. It means it's going to happen in the future. He was telling Moses, God was telling Moses, right, that it's going to happen in the future. Read. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, if you don't listen to what God have to say. Are you familiar with Moses? You familiar with the relationship that he had with God to give the law to the people of Israel? Okay, read. To observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes. To do all his commandments and statutes. Are you familiar with the commandments? You know, you're familiar with just like the 10. Thou shalt not steal, kill, commit adultery. Okay, read. Which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. It said that all these curses shall overcome thee, you know, and overtake you. So the reason why all this stuff is happening because we broke God's law. That's why we hating against each other. That's why we killing each other. That's why we doing all this stuff, and that's why we jealous of each other, because we broke God's law. Because if you look at what's going on in our neighborhoods, bro, when we boil it down, the reason what's wrong with our people is that we have no law. We don't answer to nobody. When we wake up, there is no, we just deal however we deal. We deal with our heart, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's not how we supposed to deal. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading that. Read that.
There ain't no law, ain't no people.
That's right. And you said something that's key, brother. Because without law, We all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why we killing each other. That's why we raping our women. That's why we allow all type of evil to go in our neighborhood, brother. That's why we in all of these different type of religions, because we fell away from the law. You know what I'm saying? So, and there was a consequence on us, the curses. You know, and there was a curse that we was gonna come here in ships. You know what I'm saying? So why is it that our history only go back 400 years? Where were we before we got to America? And you know what? That's good though, brother. Because we learn. I'm not putting you on front street, brother. Because we all learning here, bro. We all learning here. But I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. Because there was a crafted conspiracy, brother, to hide our identity. Give me Psalms 83. To hide our identity on who we are. Because we broke God's law, we are open game to the nations. We are open game, so that means that anything can happen to us now. You know what I'm saying? That's why we were taken in slavery. Because how is it that you got some white man coming to take some strong brothers in captivity? It had to be divine intervention, brother. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Yeah, get his brother fly too. Drop down to 50. Drop down to 54, bro. Yeah, drop down to 54 real quick. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
His eye shall be evil toward his brother. So we broke the law because you was talking about we had to stop killing each other. You came up there and you said that. You know, and that'll be almost unfair for you to say that without giving nobody an answer on why it's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair for you to come on the mic and say that to everybody and not tell them why it happened. That's unfair, brother. It's unfair to yourself and that's unfair to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So do you know the reason why it happened?
It's a lot of reasons. It's a lot of reasons. And I'm just going to keep it as that. It's a variety of reasons of why things happen.
Because we broke God's law, brother. Right. It's that simple. So we broke God's law.
God got a variety of laws. You know what I'm saying? So, a variety of reasons why things happen.
Listen, it is that simple, brother. It's that simple. Get that scripture. Read that. It's that simple, brother. That's why. Because he does have a variety of laws, brother. And we got to keep those laws. You know what I'm saying? So what is those variety of laws that you're talking about? Hey, brother, because it's unfair. You can't come here and try to bring something to me and not tell me why it's happening, brother. That's unfair to yourself and that's unfair to me. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Hey, brother, that's what we here for. We here to dialect, brother. We here for that. We here for that. Read that, bro.
Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate us have lifted up the head. Do you know why these other names? You know why? What's the name of this place? You know why the Image Corner here? Do you know who owns the Image Corner? Is it us? Who told them to come here? Was it you?
Surely that it wasn't me.
Was it your parents?
No, it wasn't my parents.
Then why are they here?
Clearly just to make money. It's a business, you know what I'm saying?
Why don't they go to their own neighborhood and do that?
This is America. I mean,
Nah, because they making money off slaves. That's what's going on. They making money off slaves. That's why they here, brother. Why can't we sell to each other? Why can't we do that to each other? Ain't nobody tell Harris to come over here. Ain't nobody tell Chop Suey to come over here. And once again, guess who owns Chop Suey? Not you. Not me. We don't sell to each other, brother. We don't sell to each other. And you know why? Because we broke God's law. We are open game to the nations, brother. We are open game. They can come in our neighborhood and do whatever they want to us. you know, and get away with it. That's why they can come in and tell me with an image corner. They don't even be wearing what they sell us, bro.
Right.
And they sell it. You need to lay off cigarettes too, brother. but read that, read.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And crafty counsel is cunning, slick, backdoor. They took crafty counsel against thy people, which means they got together and they said, you know what? Read that.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. So God was telling our forefathers what was going on. He said, listen here, these other nations took crafty counsel against us. They consulted against thy hidden ones. And my question to you, brother, is how are we hidden?
Come here, bro. Hey, brother, we having a dialogue here, man.
Hey, you wanted to be on the mic, get on the mic.
Hey, I'm willing to learn. Why are we here?
Huh?
Why are we here?
We are slaves, brother. That's why we here, because we broke God's law. And we are here for a punishment. We ain't here to get rich. We're not here for that, brother. We here because we broke God's law as slaves. That's the punishment. We are here to serve a punishment. But now us brothers is out here and to revive our brothers. To say that we are more than slaves. We are more than what they say we are. We are more than that, brother. We are not just basketball players. We are not drug dealers. We are more than that. We the chosen people of the Most High. We the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, brother. That's who we are. Read.
Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
The other nations said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. And the question is, how do that relate to today? You know, and when you look at the UN, the United Nations, you know what that is? That's the United Nations is all the other nations, they come in one council. That's what that is. They come in one council and they talk about what you would consider political things. But you know what they talk about? Yo, give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 too. Do you know what they talk about? Read that again.
Verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They took crafty counsel and they said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That what?
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Did you remember Israel? Who is Israel?
You familiar with it?
Who is Israel, brother?
I'm familiar with it. I can't really tell you. I'm familiar with it, like, cause like what you saying, I'm kind of familiar with everything that you're saying, but some things you're saying, I'm learning. All right, and I'm willing to learn.
We are the Israelites, brother. We are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
Those Jews that's in AZARIAH, they are not the Jews, brother. They are not the real Jews. They are imposters. That's why their name is Jewish, because it's their ish. It's the ish. If I say that, if I say that that color is reddish, it's not red, but it's reddish. Ish, you're not it. It's like it. It's a suffix, brother. Read.
Verse 5. For they had consulted together with one consent.
They consulted together with one consent. White people, Arabs, the Chinese, real Africans, which are the sons of Ham. They consult together with one consent. To do what?
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against us, brother. That's why Chop Suey, that's why ABC over there, Cellular. Who own ABC? Who own Happy's Liquor? Who own that Boots Mobile? Who own Billy's Gyros? Not you and not me. And not none of these brothers out here. Guess what's going to happen when they leave that shop? They are going to go home. And guess where their home is, brother? It's not here. It's not in the ghettos. It's not in the hood. They're going to take our money, brother, and they're going to leave. And they're going to sustain their own nation. They're going to build their own nation. But guess what's going to happen to the slaves? We are going to remain here arguing with each other, killing each other, selling drugs to each other, robbing each other, while they living the good life. And listen here, brother, I'm not here to promote hatred against other nations. I'm here to build you. I'm here to build us, because it's our fault. We dropped the ball. And brother, listen here. And we are out here, brother, to tell you that we are not going to perpetuate the curses no more. We are not going to. So us, all these brothers right here, when we leave here, brother, guess what we're going to do? We're going to continue. We're going to continue what we do, brother. We're going to continue to lighten the brethren. Exactly, until the chains is broken off of our people. We here to rise our people. That's why we are here. We are no longer perpetuating the curses. We is no longer still drinking out here. We no longer about to rob each other. We love each other, brother, and we love you. That's why we out here. Read.
Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom.
Get that. Read that, brother. Read. This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. The ungodly said. So remember that UN, the United Nations? So when you see on TV that they came together and they had a UN meeting, guess who's not in that UN meeting, brother?
Us.
Exactly. And the question would be, why aren't we in the UN meetings? We are part of this world. We should be a part of it. Why aren't we in these meetings, brother? Because it's against us. So the ungodly, they reasoning with each other. Which means they coming together and they reasoning with each other, brother. And what they doing? Read. But not all right. But it ain't right. When they get together, they talking about not right things, brother. That's why they pass laws that saying that homosexuals can get married. That ain't right. What life can come from two homosexuals getting together? None. No life. Read. And in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Drop down to 10. Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow.
Stupid ass nigga. Dumb as hell. Don't never disrespect me like
See, and this is exactly what we're talking about here. We got family. We got family. Give me the shit. We family out here, man. And we out here arguing with each other. Right in the middle of the streets. How is it that we can't come together? How is it? Y'all can't see that? Y'all can't see that we are broken? Look at us. That's the exact reason why how these other nations coming together on us. That's the exact reason why we are nothing. This is the exact reason why. We coming together doing nothing. And we are doing nothing about it. Who is going to stand up? Who? Why is it that we're sitting up here and allowing this to happen and not saying nothing? We just witnessed an argument and everybody turning a blind eye to it. So you think you're not a part of the curses? You are perpetuating. You are a part of the problem. We all are a part of the problem. Everybody who just turned their eye to that, you are a part of the problem. And the question is, and then we can come up and say something like, why is this going on in our community? Because you are a part of the problem. That's why. We just had an argument go on and everybody turned a blind eye. I just watched it. Everybody's like, listen here, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It don't. And guess what? Their children is going to be raised up just like it. Their daughters is going to be raised up just like it. And you think we're not slaves? And y'all think we're not slaves? Slaves fight with each other. That's what slaves do. It's time for us to wake up. We are the chosen people of God. We cannot keep perpetuating lies and arguments with each other. It's time to wake up. Continue reading that, brother. What you were saying, brother? Come here.
I just want to tell you, brothers, thank you for the wisdom and knowledge for the things that I did not know. And your brother told me when you guys had the services on Saturdays and Wednesdays. I will be there, to seek in some more knowledge to things that I don't know.
But we actually right down the street. We have to get ready to have a service, brother, at 2 o'clock. 8455 South Cottage Grove, brother. Literally right down the street. We have a service on Wednesday, and we have services on Fridays, and we have service on Saturdays, not Sunday. Saturdays. Kyle Anderson, brother. Hey, check this out, brother. We giving you a reason why. Your school never gave you a reason why, brother. Every single one of us was educated in this system, but they never told us nothing. They never told us nothing. Get that, brother. Get that. Get that too. Read. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 6. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground of delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband. That's what just happened. That's what just happened. Her eye was evil towards her husband. That's a curse. That's a curse. Her eye was evil towards her husband. And everybody turned a blind eye to it. Everybody turned a blind eye. We just witnessed an argument right in the middle of the streets. It's over 100 of us out here. We should have been able to stop it. To say, listen, sister, that's not how you operate as a woman. Listen here, brother. That's not how you operate as a man. But slaves operate like that. Slaves. Why are we arguing with each other? Why? You are part of the problem if you didn't help it. You turned a blind eye. Read.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. It said God's people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And what knowledge? What knowledge is we lacking? Because it's definitely not the knowledge of arguing with each other, because we got that knowledge. It's not the knowledge of smoking cigarettes, brother, because we got that knowledge. It's not the knowledge of cell phones, because we got that knowledge. What knowledge is we lacking? It's the knowledge of God that we lacking. That's what we lacking. We are lawless people. How is it that we are lawless? How is it that we fell away? You are the chosen people of God, the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who we are. Brothers, read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Because we rejected knowledge, God is rejecting us. God has rejected us. When you look at each other in the eye, when you look at me, you look at a rejected person. When you're looking at rejected people out here, we are rejected. God rejected us because we fell away from the law. God rejected us. That's why we argue in the streets. That's why we can't come together as a people. That's why we allow these other nations to come against us and sell to us. They're coming over here setting up booths, ain't teaching us nothing. They ain't teaching us about the knowledge of ourselves. They teaching us about cell phones. How it's learning about cell phones is going to get us right with God. It's going to change our condition. It's going to make us worse. It's spoiling our brain, brothers. We can't even think. We can't think. Because our mind is on our next drug deal. Our mind is on the next cell phone, the next iPhone 15, the next Samsung, that next wig. Our mind is on the next J's, the next Jordans. That's what our mind is on. But you need to start getting your mind laid upon the Most High, because there is destruction that's about to get ready to come on us, brothers and sisters. Destruction. If we don't come together, we are about to be torn in pieces. I know y'all see what Donald Trump got going on, right? Y'all see that wall is being built, but y'all don't know why. Tell me why is Donald Trump building that wall? Why?
Why is he building the wall, brothers? Why? Is it to keep Mexicans out? No. Mexicans are brothers, man. It's not to keep people out. It's to keep people in. That's why we are the new faces of terrorism. Who's the new faces of terrorism? It's no longer the Arabs. They face it towards black people. We are the faces of terrorism. It's us. Can't y'all see that? Can't y'all see that they want us to focus on white people killing us? What about us killing each other? Look up, brothers. Look in the sky. Those are chemtrails. They're trying to kill us. And we sit up here focused on the next job. We sit up here over here at the image corner. Focus on another image. What about the image of the Most High? Who's standing up for the image of God? Who's standing up for that? And you got these other nations over here soliciting themselves on us. Straight up. Look at them. Trying to drag one of our sisters to hell with them. Talking about his Maserati.
Watch out.
Look, and we sitting up here watching this mess. He over there spitting game to a sister. He don't even belong here. Guess where he about to go? He don't live where you live at, sister. He's about to go home. To his own people, to his wife, to his family, and his Maserati away from this place. That's where he going. Stop listening to him and start listening to the prophets. Read.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Ye gather together, O nation not desired.
Ye gather together, O nation not desired. We are not desired. Yeah, listen here, man. Y'all can't see that we are destroyed. There's a situation right here that's happening right in front of my face. Where a person of another nation is spitting game right here to our sister. And we ain't doing nothing about it. And guess what? He's about to go home to his family. He's about to go home away from this place. He don't even live here. Can't y'all see that? Can't y'all see that we are destroyed? He probably one of the owners of this image corner. He created the image. He's the one who financed that wig in my head. Can't y'all see that? Can't y'all see that we are broken? How can we come together? He's the owner of the Dunkin' Donuts. He's about to go home in his Maserati and use that sister as a sex toy. Use her as an object. Because that's all he wants. He's not about to marry you.
Bring it out.
That's all he's about to do, sister. He's about to have sex with you and kick you to the corner. Kick you to the streets. How is it that we can sit up here and let that happen right in front of our face and not say nothing? But that ain't gonna happen with the prophets.
All the elderly sitting right there.
And we got all the elderly sitting right there in front of him, ain't saying nothing. And y'all wonder why we destroyed? And y'all wonder why we sleep? Wake up! Y'all can't see that? Come back to the laws of God, man. These other nations is grabbing us and taking us and doing whatever they want to do. And we are sitting here lying bent over. Butts in the air to them. Why can't we see that? How we can't see that? Because we slaves. That's why we can't see. Read.
This is Titus chapter 2 verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
But speak thou the things that become sound doctrine. We speaking sound doctrine to you. None of us, brother, cheat on our wives. None of us steal. None of us commit adultery. We only worship one God. We don't worship multiple gods. We only worship one God here. Do you? Do you worship one God? No, you worship several gods. You worship the image corner. You worship the Chinese God. When you go and buy something from Chop Suey's, you better best believe they prayed that to their God. We are just servants in the system. Can't you see that? Can't y'all see that we are destroyed as a people? Who's going to stand up for righteousness? Look at this fool taking our sisters, and you better best believe he about to take her and do whatever he want to do with her and push her right to the side like she garbage. Can't y'all see that? I want y'all to see this. Look at it. Look at it.
Hey,
we ain't standing up for that.
Sisters, bro, don't talk to our sisters. Talk to your own people.
Talk to your own people.
Talk to your own people. That ain't your people.
That ain't my people.
Talk to your own people.
I'm black and Indian.
Ain't no such thing as half black.
Listen here, man. Hey, listen here. We ain't about to sit here and let that happen. I'm gonna let you know what it is.
No such thing as half black.
Hey, listen here, brother. You with the prophets now. The real prophets are chosen people of God, brother. We are here and we are back. We no longer stand an idol, brother. You better best believe that. He chose Isaac, not Ishmael. But you can be a part of it though. Under the true seed of Jacob. Read.
Psalms chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against evildoers?
Who will rise up against evildoers for God? Are you rising up or are you sitting back? Because don't say you're rising up, because I just seen you sit back. When that argument just came by with our people, everybody turned a blind eye to it. Wake up! It's time to wake up, people.
Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who's going to stand up against the workers of iniquity? Are you, or are you going to perpetuate it? Wake up, people. You are more than what they say you are. And while that man over there spitting game, he's not even going to tell her who she is. He's going to tell her everything about cell phones, but he ain't going to tell her who she is. She's going to know all the pictures. She's going to know the specs. She's going to know everything about that. But he ain't going to even tell her who she is. I bet you that. You are the chosen people of God. We're going to tell you who you are. You are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by blood, not by words. By blood. Read.
Titus chapter 2 verse 1, but speak thou things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity and patience.
In charity and patience, brother. We have to operate as men of the Most High, as elderly. Because I witnessed a whole group of elderly sit up there and let their sister get spit game to them. They sit up there and they watched it. Didn't even stand up. But guess what? We are about to stand up. We standing up. We no longer standing idle on these streets. So y'all better get back. Y'all better get used to seeing the prophets. Y'all better get used to seeing us. Because we ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
We're gonna be here when the smoke clears. Are you? Are you still gonna be perpetuating? Find your brains on these cell phones, sagging. Pick up your pens, homie. Read.
Joel chapter 3 verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
He's going to plead for his people and for his heritage Israel. We are here. We are back. The Israelites are back. The bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is back. The true judges on this earth is back. We are no longer sitting idle.
Whom they scattered among the nations.
Whom they scattered among the nations. We are coming together. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. You are from the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, brothers. That's who you are. We're going to tell you who you are. The other nations is not. Cling to the prophets.
And parted my land. Verse 3. They have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot.
They have cast lots for my people. That's why these other nations over here selling to us. Because they cast lots. Y'all can't see that we are broken. I'm not here to make y'all comfortable. I'm here to shake you up. We are here to shake you up. I'm not looking for y'all to be comfortable here.
Hey,
Because you ain't supposed to be.
go talk to that.
Wake up. Know who you are and wake up. Because y'all better best believe that Donald Trump, he don't have your best interest at mind. Do y'all know why that wall is being built? Because it's not to keep Mexicans out, sister. That wall is being built. I'm here for you, sister. That's why we're here. I ain't bugging you, sister. That's why we're here. We here to let you know who you are, sister. That's why. We here to let you know who you are, brother.
And sold a girl for wine.
And sold a girl for wine. And that's exactly what the mother nation was about to do to that sister. Sell her for wine. And guess what? He was going to take it to his buddy friends and have their way. Sold for wine.
Oh, Song of Solomon 105.
Read.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Read. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15. But Jeshurun waxed fat. Jeshurun waxed fat. That's Israel. Right? We are the Israelites, brother. We are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who we are. We are not Negroes. Negroes simply is a color. That's what Negro is. That's just a color. It's not a nationality. What's your nationality, brother? Do you know it? You a color?
I'm a black man.
You just a black man?
Yes.
So what's your nationality? You just black?
I'm an American black man. That's what they label me as.
You are more than that. You are more than what they say you are, brother. You are more than that. Africa and America is two different continents. How can your nationality be two different continents, brother? That don't make sense.
It don't add up. You're right.
That don't add up, brother. So we gotta stop listening to these other nations. Stop listening to them. You are more than what they say you are. You are not black. You are not Negroes. You are not African American. You are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it's time for us to stand up and start acting like it. They are grown thick. They are covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. We forsook God that made us. Because God gave us commandments. We didn't follow him. So exactly, we still not following. So brother, are you gonna stand up?
I'm making an attempt.
You ready to attempt to? Well, listen here, brother. I'm attempting to right now. I'm giving it a shot. And that's what our people have to do. We have to stop living in the gray area. It's either you're doing it or you're not. Give me Revelation 3:15. It's either you're doing it or not. Stop living in the gray area. Stop doing that.
Cigarette bottle, y'all.
Yeah, man, you defiling your temple, bro.
Put it
Your
on.
brother.
Respect.
That's good, brother. Thank you for respecting the prophets, brother. Read. Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither hot nor cold. I would rather you be, no, read that again, read.
I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
He said, I know your works. I know what you're doing. God knows what you're doing. Read.
I would thou wert cold or not.
Christ is saying, he wish you were hot or cold. Pick a side. Stop hanging on the fence. Don't claim to be a good person and you're stealing. Don't claim to be a good person and you're getting ready for the club tonight. Don't claim that you're a good person and you're going to wake up drinking. You're going to wake up smoking. You are not a good person. Stop straddling on the fence. Pick a side. It's either you with them or you with God. Pick a side.
We ain't got long.
That's right, brother. You're right about that. We ain't got long, brother. And that's why we're here to warn you. We're here to warn you, brother, that there's destruction that's about to get ready to come to our people, brother. And these other nations, when they get together and they operate in these meetings, guess who ain't in it? We're not. But guess who in it? People that look just like him is in it. Look at him. Straddling the fence. And listen here, brother, I'm not doing this to promote any type of racism. So I don't want anybody getting any type of racist mindset, because that's what's wrong with our people too. It's not their fault. It's your fault. We watching him operate like that. That's what's wrong with us. We're allowing that stuff to happen. Who's gonna stand up against it? So get off of that paradigm that of all this white man and all this burn that point the finger. Point the finger back to yourself. Look in the mirror. You are a part of the problem.
Every time you point, look what's coming back at you.
That's right. That's exactly right, brother. And you know what? I gotta conclude. We are the brothers of the Gathering of Christ Church, brother. We believe that we are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And as the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we have been suffering under the heel of our enemies. Targeted for slavery, eugenics, genocide, gentrification, all promoted in this world as a new world order. And we are sending a message throughout this world to the 12 tribes of Israel and to the lost sheep.
I got a question for you. Explain the new world order to me.
Explain the new world order? I'm gonna give it to you real simple. A new world order is something like, let's say for instance you got a president, right? And he brings something forth, right? And they have that specific, and they have this little specific thing that they do in a specific agenda that they go on. And guess what, brother? That agenda of the new world order is against God.
That's Trump, not Trump. That's Trump that's in office right now.
Listen, Trump, that's right, he a chump. And he ain't read that too, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Choose life, brothers and sisters, that you may live. What is life? Law is life, because we have a structure. That's what life is.
Whose law do you follow then?
God's laws.
Exactly. Thank you.
The laws in this Bible. That's what we're following. We are no longer standing idle, brothers and sisters. The prophets are here. Get that. Ezekiel 33 and 30. That's what I'm going to conclude with, brothers. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 30. Also thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls.
They are talking against thee by the walls. Oh man, look at that brother. Man, them brothers sounded good in the streets. Read.
And in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother.
Y'all gonna go back and take this information. Hey bro, check this out, man. You heard them brothers on the streets? They was bringing it on the streets, brother. Read.
Saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Most High. Hey man, you need to come hear these brothers, man. Hey, you know I know where they at too. They're 8455 South Cottage Grove, brother. I know where they at. Come see them. Read. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. And they sit before us in the grins. Oh man, I love what that brother was talking about, man. That sounded so good. That sounded sweet. Read. And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. They hear the words, but they will not do them. Are you with God or not? Pick a side. Choose. I would rather you choose life, but choose nonetheless. Read. For with their mouth they show much love. With their mouth they show much love. Oh man, I love God. The man upstairs got my back. Do you? Because if you ain't following the laws, he sure ain't got your back. You better best believe that. If he got your back, why chop shoes over there? If he got your back, why the ABCs over there? That's other nations coming upon us, destroying us, brother. Taking our money and going home. Read. But their heart goeth after their covetousness. Their heart go after their own lust and their covetousness. Waking up drinking, waking up smoking. That's your own covetousness that your heart is going after. Read. And lo, there art thou. Them is a very lovely song of one that had the pleasant voice. Oh man, brother, them brothers was putting it down, man. It sounds so good. Don't you know that greatest song that you ever heard? And it just sounds so good to you? That's how the words of the Most High is, brother. It sounded real good to you. Read. And can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. They gonna hear these words, but they not gonna do them. Read. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall, and when it come to pass, and you better best believe this is definitely gonna come to pass. Read. Then they shall know that a prophet hath been among them. Then they will know that the prophets have been amongst you. It's time for us to stop dealing with our own lust. Stop dealing with our own heart and what we think is right. And start picking up the Bible. I don't want you to listen to me. Listen to the Bible. Listen to the book.
In other words, there's no excuse to do what already warned.
That's right. That's no excuse. So brothers, just like I'm saying, we have been targeted and suffering under the heel of our enemies. Targeted for slavery, eugenics, gentrification, and genocide. All promoted, brother, just like we were saying, as a new world order. But we are sending a message throughout this entire world to the 12 lost tribes of Israel, brother, and also to the Gentiles through the Spirit of Christ and the true gospel of Christ, brother, denouncing all paganism, denouncing all worship of other gods, and standing up in righteousness and following the scriptures. I'm Brother AZARIAH, AHRAYAH, brother, and bless you.
All praises.
Really breaks my heart. Cause we've been lied to, misled for years, calling out to the Most High on this trail of tears.